Hi, guys, you beautiful, sexy individuals, you. It's Casey Costa, 30 Thots podcast. My partner in crime, my bestie, Ren, she's going to be on with me in a few more episodes as soon as we're able to record together. She will be back on too. If you guys don't know the history, Ren and we started 30 Thoughts podcast years ago. And then we had to take a little break because, the world was going through some unfortunate shit. And then I actually went and filmed a TV show, The Big D, on USA Network every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. You can see me on TV. Yep, this is where it's a TV show that I filmed basically about my divorce. So it's about six divorced couples that live in a house and it's a dating show. So you either rekindle or you date someone else in the house, one of the divorcees. So naturally, there's always, of course, going to be drama because it is, in fact, reality TV. So having said that, of course, I will do more podcasts and episodes down the road as soon as the season is over. I can obviously tell you guys more. Right now, I'm binded by a contract and I have to keep my mouth shut. But so far, there's been six episodes, and therefore, it's not a spoiler alert if I tell you guys that my ex husband was on the show as well. That's the whole premise of the show. You go on with your ex-spouse. So toxic. But in addition to that, he was eliminated first. And the reason why I am jumping on this episode right now is because I am so fucking pissed off. And I am just so irritated with the unfortunate events that have been circling around me when I have been nothing but chill. And it's very rare for me to be chill. And the thing is for those of you who know me, you know when it comes to a bully or anybody mistreating me or someone else, I step up to the plate. I am a vigilante. I've been known as the Beth Dutton of TikTok. I am a bully's bully because I hate assholes. I just hate assholes. So when I see someone being cruel for no reason or picking on somebody, picking on the weaker man, I like to step to and remind them why they are so insecure. So, with that said, though, I'm pretty much a walking lie because I can be tough to basically anybody unless it's someone that I cared for, care or cared for, love or had love for. That being, a close friend or family member, things like that. If someone that has been close to me that I have had love for hurts me, hurts my feelings, I am very hesitant to stand up for myself. I truly shut down. I almost crawl into like a little ball. Because again, it's like my heart just doesn't go there. Like yes, it is a good thing to know that, like, two wrongs don't make a right, but at the same time it was like my heart just won't allow myself to fight fire with fire when it is someone who I have cared for in my life or that, I still have to associate with. So, with that said, I basically really do allow myself to get very intimidated by my son's father. And I'm just going to call him Shrek, okay? Because I'm not going to use his name. I'm just going to, we're going to play it fucking safe cuz don't fuck with a smart bitch. So, Shrek and I, we're divorced and it's been years and we share a son together and I have allowed him to pretty much call the shots on how things are going to go, especially as far as co-parenting. I've been very easygoing. If any of you are new here, when I got a divorce, I walked away with no money. I had no money. I was broke. I was a medical assistant. I made $19.52 an hour living in California. What the fuck? And I divorced a wealthy trust fund baby. He has the boat, the trucks, the RVs, the dirt bikes, the snowmobiles, all the things. He's got a business. And I walked away with nothing. And all I said was, I just want us to have peace and to get along because I was just fucking sick of the drama. So I stayed broke. And I mean broke, you guys. I was always overdrawn in my account. I would cry behind the steering wheel on my way to work, knowing that as a single mom, I just felt like I was never going to be able to make it. So I hustled and, I ended up creating an OnlyFans too, and that's why there's no shame in my game because literally OnlyFans was able to get this roof over my head for my son and I. My son gets a beautiful backyard to play baseball with me in, and we get to play soccer, and I am just beyond happy because I went from getting a divorce to sharing a bed with my mom in her apartment and having a little toddler bed next to her bed, for the 50-50 custody that I allowed straight off the bat. So, if that doesn't paint a picture of how fucking easygoing I am, I don't know what the fuck does. But let's just fast forward to present day, okay? Because I'm not gonna get down to the nitty-gritty unless these people decide to trigger me again, then I'm going to start really unleashing all of the dirty, dirty details and screenshots that I have. But we'll go ahead and fast forward. So we filmed a show, guys, right? So get this. My ex-husband, Shrek, he gets eliminated first episode. Okay, so he was bitter about it, blah blah blah. We filmed a show a couple years ago, okay? So at the time, it was drama, it was bothersome. He is now in a relationship. He's been in a relationship I think for almost 2 years now. Um and the thing is he hates everything about the show. He wants nothing to do with the show. He's not gonna watch it. He doesn't give a shit about it. And honestly, I don't blame him. If roles were reversed, I'm like, why the fuck do I care? I got eliminated right away, and I'm in a whole relationship. So he's just very anti the show, not in support of it. We have had to have, meetings with the producers and the network and everything. And Shrek does not attend those, even though we're kind of in a contract to do so. He still is just like, fuck you guys, which is whatever. That's fine. I mean, I don't care. So now, with him being so anti the TV show and his girlfriend or wife, whatever it is, Fiona, Shrek and Fiona, she's anti the show as well because she was, when they were first dating, you guys, she was very, very upset and insecure about the show coming out. And Shrek had told me, he was like, "She's really upset, she doesn't want the show to come out, it's, like, kind of bothersome to her." And so I decided to call her to make her feel more comfortable, and I was like, "Hey, Fiona," I was like, "I know I completely understand why you might be feeling some type of way about the show coming out." And I was like, "But I just want you to know, like, we filmed this well before he knew you, he's so happy with you, he's so in love with you, and, I went out of my way to make her feel more comfortable. I of course wasn't gonna be like, you should watch it. No, I just with us being in a small town and people talking, possibly being like, hey, I watched the show. I just wanted her to feel a little bit more confident and secure in her relationship with my ex-husband because I wanted them to be together at first because I wanted him to be happy because in turn, selfishly, I was hoping that he would be much easier to co-parent with if he was finally happy. So the show starts coming out, right, guys? And Shrek is very vocal about how much he's never watching the show, doesn't support about it, and like doesn't give a shit about it, blah blah blah. Guess the fuck what? This is why I am so done. I am so sick and tired of keeping shit quiet to keep the peace when they want to poke the fucking bear. Well, now you got it cuz the grizzly is ready to play, guys. So, get this. I'm at work a few weeks ago. It's 2 p.m. in the afternoon and I'm busy. I'm slammed. I work in the medical field. My ex-husband, Shrek, calls me 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And I was like, hello? And he's like, hey, did you do like an interview or like do an article with somebody? And I was like, no, like really confused. I was like, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, there's some article about like you and me and Fiona too. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like shaking. I'm genuinely nervous because I was concerned that, basically something was leaked about my son. I'm very, very protective of my son and I'm very private. I don't post him on social media anymore. And so immediately I felt just very violated and worried. And I was like shaking and I was like, what is this about? And I'm so busy at work. So I put him on speakerphone and I start frantically Googling my name. And then Shrek proceeds to tell me, he goes, yeah, a police officer just came to our house and said that, that Fiona is gonna she's gonna be in trouble. Her and I are gonna be in trouble for fraudulently collecting child support from her baby daddy. And I was like, I was like, what? And I was like, how did my name get brought up? Mind you, I'm not against him at this point. I'm like with him. I'm over here like trying to figure this out, trying to like I'm being a teammate, right? I'm like, how I was like, what? How did my name get brought up? This is so crazy. Like, what is going on? And he was like, "I don't know, like, some cop said, like, like, your name got brought up because of some article." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah," he said that, like, basically we're probably gonna be facing, like, federal charges or something because we're married or something. And I was like, Oh, I'm so confused. Like, one, I didn't even know they were married, but they've been Facebook married while she was still married to her baby daddy. So I didn't take that too seriously, but I'm assuming they must have actually got married now or something. I don't care, but I'm over here like, what how did my name really get brought up? And I was like, "What do you mean what article that a cop was talking about?" And he was like, "Yeah, some article." And I was like, "Okay. Okay. Shrek, can you tell me, did the cop come up with like a printed piece of paper? Or did he show you something on his mobile phone? Like what I like to me, you guys, to me, I'm like trying to picture this in my head and I've never heard of such a thing. If a police officer is knocking on my door and I'm potentially facing supposed federal charges, they're not gonna go off of some internet article. You know what I mean? Trust me, if I was facing pretty much almost a life sentence, I'm sure that they would come with proper documentation. So nothing was adding up, and I was like, I'm so confused. I was like, I don't know what this is, and I was like, I'm slammed at work. I was like, let me figure this out. I'm pulling up this article, and it's this tabloid, literally a tabloid, and it says Twitter fans slam Casey. Casey is nasty and obnoxious about her ex-husband, Shrek. And it says, Casey is single and has an OnlyFans. Shrek is 6 feet tall and enjoying marital bliss with Fiona. And in my head, I'm like, what? I'm like, this is a tabloid. I was like, there's no way an officer came to your house to talk about that. I'm so confused. Again, I'm not against him. I'm with him here. I'm like trying so desperately to like help him figure this out. Like I had nothing to do with this. I don't understand. And so I'm shaking and I was like, I had a patient, so I had to hang up. I was like, let me call you later. I'm gonna try and figure this out. I finish my day. I drive home. I start to really think about the logistics of this. I really start to think it over. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like, this is just so weird. And ironically, you guys, the fact that Shrek had called me at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, that tabloid had only been posted a few hours prior. Let me tell you right now, for someone who is so against everything that has to do with the TV show that we were on, it is very, very odd that he would randomly stumble upon an article about him and I and his Fiona at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Like, you didn't come across that organically. Mind you, I had to search for it. This wasn't something that just fucking pops up on the gram or the news feed. Like, I had to dig for it because it's a fucking tabloid. And so I'm like piecing shit together. So I call my sister when I get home and I'm like telling her this. And then I start looking at the article a little bit further. Now, the article has like 3 sister tabloids that go along with it. And first of all, I start to replay his initial phone call in my head where he was like, "Hey, did you post an article or did you do an interview? Why would I make an interview and post an article or have anything to do with an article on an article that is legitimately bashing me, completely talking shit. Mind you, Shrek is not fucking 6 feet tall. So I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I start to really, really dissect this. And I was like, hold up. This is really not adding up now. And I'm like, No fucking way. Now, so I started thinking about it, and I ended up calling the sheriff's department because I was like, I need to confirm was my name brought up in this because I don't want my name anywhere associated with what these 2 might have going on. My name was never brought up. There was never, ever any sort of visit to their home. So this is like nothing's checking out now. And so I'm like, why the fuck? Why the fuck? Then I see on the tabloids it says we buy your stories. So I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. They wrote this. They wrote this. And the reason why he called me 2 p.m. in the afternoon in the middle of a business day when he runs a business, mind you, he's a very busy business owner, calls me 2 p.m. in the afternoon, just hours after that article was published, and tried to literally make it seem so innocent. Like, did you? I just saw it. Did you have anything to do with this? Now it's all making sense. They were trying to clear their name so that if I were to actually come across it, I wouldn't accuse them. And you guys, I'm just so fucking sick. I am so sick to my stomach. The level of like hate that they have for me and the energy that they have put in for that. Like it is to me, it's so sick and sad. And I have been nothing but fucking easygoing. And the thing is too, is one, I didn't even know that they were married. So how the fuck would I mean, maybe I assumed I just don't care. That's on being actually happy. That's the thing is Shrek always wants to tell me, "Oh, I'm happy, I'm happy." I'm like, "Then act like it, because if you're happy, you don't have time to be this messy, and neither does your messy ass wife." And so the thing is too is I called him out later because he calls my phone. Mind you, my sister's on the phone and I was like, "He's calling." And she goes, "Call him the fuck out, Casey." So I pick up the phone. He asked if he could say goodnight to our son. And I was like, he's playing outside right now. I'll have him call you back in 10 minutes. And he's like, "Okay, sounds good." Super cheerful, super cheerful. And I was like, "Oh, hey," I was like, I wanted to talk about, what we were talking about earlier because I had to get off the phone because I was, with patient. And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You lied." And he goes, "No, I didn't." And I'm like, "Yes, you did." And he goes, "No." And I was like, You completely lied." And I was like, "You and your girlfriend wrote it, or wife, whatever it is. You and Fiona wrote it." And he's like, "No, no, she didn't." And I'm literally was like, "Yes." Like, and the thing is too, and I was like, also, not to mention, whatever messy shit she has going on with collecting child support fraudulently, the thing is, what I think is going on is that she is being investigated for fraudulently collecting child support, but is actually married to Shrek. So I think she's been lying about her income for the child support paperwork, but now is legally married to Shrek, and now his income is factored in. And either way, this has fucking nothing to do with me, right? So I told him, I was like, "First of all, I didn't even know that she collected child support. You told me a year ago that she makes just as much money as you." Because you guys, and mind you, I didn't even buy that bullshit when he told me. But the thing is he purposely told me that a year ago so she didn't look like a gold digger. And so what I think is hilarious is that he was like, "You're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar. I never fucking said that." And I was like, "Why would I make that up?" Like, this is the weirdest, especially because I want nothing to do with either of you. Like, why would I make that up, right? So, so he goes, "When I call, it's only to talk to our son." And I'm like, "So you could wait a minute. Whoa, Bonnie. So you could call at 2 in the afternoon to basically try to gaslight me and make it seem like I need to explain myself for a tabloid that you guys wrote so that you guys look like your name is clear, there's no blood on your hands. But now we should only discuss our son now that you're being called out." So it's like everything was starting to unravel. So you know what I did? You know what I did? I've never deleted our text messages. And I decided, it took me very long, I think until 2 a.m., to scroll the fuck up to the very text message that says, "She owns a business and makes just as much money as me." I have the date, I have the receipt, I have the screenshot. The thing is, the difference is, guys, is I don't fucking lie. If I act like a jackass or if I said something fucking stupid, which I do a lot of the time, I'm gonna admit it. Like I'm gonna tell you guys, oh, I said that, my bad. Or I'll make an excuse as to why I said it, but I will never pretend I didn't say anything. I will never pretend I did not say something. I will always at the very least, try to manipulate my shit out of it and be like, well, yeah, I said it because of this, you know? But to me, my biggest pet peeve is a liar. Someone who says they didn't say something when they fucking absolutely did. Someone who says they didn't do something when they absolutely did. And that is why I decided to kick this episode off so fucking hot and heavy because you want to know what? I have kept my mouth shut and I basically allowed this tabloid to come out. Well, not that I had any control over not letting it come out, but this tabloid came out and I allowed him to basically yell at me in the end and lecture me about me calling him out on his lie because they had something to do with it. And I'm supposed to just stay quiet? No, abso-fucking-lutely not. I'm a fucking lion, you guys, as we all know. As we all know. And it's time that I actually defend myself where I deserve to the most because you guys know me. I've dealt with trolls for years and years. That doesn't mean shit. But when it comes to someone that I absolutely have to deal with, my baby daddy, that's someone I have to deal with for the rest of my life. The rest of my life. And so I shrivel up and I get so scared and I become a doormat. And now I'm like, you know what? No, because what would I tell another woman? What would I tell another woman in this position? Stand the fuck up for yourself. You're not a fucking doormat. And I needed to take my power back. And the thing is I've kept a lot of the shit off of, social media. I refrained from really saying all the things that I really could fucking say. And all the screenshots that I absolutely fucking have that I won't even tell you guys what it's about unless I get triggered. So if they do want to get fresh and if they do want to, try a little bit harder, then I'm going to be posting screenshots of things that he has said. So that's the ammo that I have on that. But my thing is, like, I am just so sick and tired of being the nice guy and getting shit on when I walked away with nothing. I walked away with my favorite IKEA lamp. Maybe I should post it on fucking Instagram for you guys to see because that lamp, I love my lamp. But that was the only thing that I took. And for me to still be bullied the way that I have been bullied and taken advantage of, I'm just done with it. And the reason is since you guys wanted to put this on a public platform, take it to a fucking tabloid so that your girl can make another couple of bucks, then I shall definitely take it to a public platform as well. My name's written all over it, and I'm not even worried about it for one fucking second. This is Casey, 30 Thots Podcast, episode fucking 1, bitches. I love you all. More to come. Thank you so, so much. Stay golden, pony boy.